So, life update. I am in Montreal. I'm here for a month. No, I have not moved. But I want to tell a story how all this happened and share a little bit of life updates. So in January, I had a major crash where I didn't feel physically good, but I also didn't feel good emotionally. And I hit a very typical experience for myself where I felt that I am not happy with my life. And this feeling of not being happy with my life, it's not something foreign. It's something that I have been experiencing since I was 14. And when I moved to New York and I was 25, and in a month of living in New York, I felt unhappy. Back then I realized it's not about changes that I create in my life. There is something in me that I'm traveling with no matter where I go. And since then, I have been on a quest to understand what's underneath of that. And since January, I actually decided that this is it. I really have to get to the bottom of it. So when the idea came to me that I don't want to live in New York, I was like, okay, great. Well, I know that. I've known that for several years. Have not taken a lot of action to move. But there's another part that I was hesitant around, well, if I move, what will happen to that feeling of unhappiness? Would it come back again? So I had a desire to actually get to the very bottom of it and get more clarity for myself. And I signed up to repeat my positive psychology certification program and learn new skills. Because I realized the famous quote that you cannot get yourself out of the circumstances you are in with the same mindset and with the same state of being. So I really took that as my guideline, as my lighthouse to find the treasure. And taking this program was a clear understanding that I need to learn new skills. I need to learn to deal with things that I don't like in a different way. And it starts with me thinking differently. And I can give you an example. What I uncovered for myself is if I don't like how somebody acts, I'm immediately assuming that they have negative intentions or they are not my person overall, versus a mindset where they are acting this way because it seems right or true to them, and can I get curious to actually understand what's behind it, and the most important thing, communicate that something doesn't work for me, versus sentencing them and deciding that there's no chance and no opening. And the same goes with actually many things that I discovered for myself that created a feeling of feeling stuck, because the thoughts and the meaning that I was assigning to them felt like a dead end. So there's nowhere to go. And that's why that experience of I'm trapped, or I suffocated, or I'm unhappy happened because I didn't master the skill of, let me flip it. Let me find a way. Let me get curious. Let me assume something that is so much more kinder to myself and my experiences, and also to people around me. So that was one of the biggest ahas moment. And then I also realized that in order for me to reinvent certain parts of myself, because I'm really committed to create a major shift in my life and major change in my life. And in order for me to experience that, I realized that I need to change the place where I'm at. I don't want to do it in the same environment. I want to do it in a different environment. And I start just telling people that summertime, I'm looking to go to Europe or somewhere else and just be there by myself, because I want to reconnect deeply with myself. And in May, I came to Montreal to facilitate the event. And then out of nowhere, somebody I just met, we were talking, just nonchalantly said, oh, my roommate is moving out and there is possibly a space. And then when I got the photos of the house and photos of the space, this was exactly, like, I'm not kidding you, this was exactly what I was imagining for myself, and exactly that my soul was craving. And I didn't even have to lift my finger. And that's just an example that when we start working with life, when we start following our truth, when we start taking responsibility for our experience, it's literally everything transpiring to offer you a lot of guidance. And the same goes with a lot of information and new skills that I'm so easily finding. Like, the knowledge literally falls into my lap, and this is exact knowledge that I've been looking for. So I am deeply grateful for, in a moment of a very tough experience back in January, I made a decision to get curious versus running away, or tolerating, or getting even frustrated. And I love this journey. I'm actually realizing that as humans, we learn certain skills. We're probably learning life skills till the age of 25-ish on average. And then after that, we're using the knowledge that we accumulated about life and about ourselves without ever questioning what are the programming, what is the foundation, what are the things that we're saying to ourselves, what are our beliefs. And then we just fighting through life, which is exactly my experience, where I know that I don't like something, or I know that I'm not satisfied, or I know that I'm not getting exactly what I want. But then nothing else happens. Like, I'm getting the information that something doesn't work, but then nothing else happens. And one of the biggest illusion I experience is moving, like changing your location or changing your job, or, kind of like making a visual change on the outside, but actually not the addressing the most important thing is the change on the inside. And I always been curious and fascinated by how we as humans can take on full responsibility for our life and our choices. And right now, I'm for myself uncovering so much about our psyche and how our subconscious works, and how we go through life never questioning things that we just say to ourselves. And that is at the very core of our foundation. How we relate to ourselves, how we treat ourselves first and foremost, what are we expecting from other people, even our values. So I'm on a quest where I question and I ask myself a lot of uncomfortable questions. And it's humbling to see how many things just by default invisibly has been running the choices that I've made, and created an illusion for me that I either moving forward or I'm in alignment with my life, where none of those choices actually at all contributing into life that I want to create. And reclaiming this agency for myself, just giving me so much energy and so much true happiness and joy and content with life that I can't remember ever experiencing. To have clarity and to working with myself. And I am definitely in the process of walking this path. And I am not attached to the destination, because I actually think the rest of my life will be a destination, meaning living every day without a gloomy glasses, or without just functioning in a bubble of a matrix, being told by somebody else how to live or how to think or who to be, or even struggle. I'm actually seeing how we as humans, 100%, we're programmed to suffer and to struggle. And I'm now actually on a mission to help people with the knowledge and tools how to stop choosing struggle and suffering. Because you 100%, you have a choice in every situation, in the most awful situations. And I have stories from the war in Ukraine, how people flip the most insane circumstances. So I know that if that works in a war zone, like if people survived a true, like shock and true danger, we, with our problems of where to live, how to buy a house, how to get a boyfriend, how to make more money, we absolutely can do that. Because a lot of all of that noise is actually an illusion of danger. There is no danger. And even the risks that you're taking on the path, it's that risk inevitably will actually get you what you want, even if you're not going to so-called succeed from the first time. So just wanted to give you this live updates and reveal the mystery behind some of the gorgeous photos that I have been sharing about my surroundings. I'm actually outside of Montreal. I'm going to be here in July and I'm going to come back in August. And I'm just falling in love with a life full of possibilities that's now co-creating with me.